Well, Aquascape was started by myself back in 1991 because I thought I would much rather build ponds than go to work for an hourly wage. And I started the business building water gardens in Chicagoland, ended up patenting a filtration system that I had perfected in my backyard classroom, and started to patented it, manufacture and supply that product to other landscape contractors across the United States and Canada. The business really took off. We were a 4-time fastest growing privately held company by Inc. magazine. I think our greatest growth rate was a 2,221% 5-year growth rate. We got up to about 185 employees when the economy was really burning. We're at less than that today, but we still are passionate and love what we do, which is basically the world leaders in water feature design, construction, installation, and products. Well, obviously, Mike Stout and I go way back. The relationship was one where I wouldn't have to say very much and he already knew what I was thinking. So it was a great 1-2 combination. The reality of the matter was we had lots of people that were involved in our branding, but I would say the most important person in relationship to the actual thing that's the most visible, which is your logo, which is your color schemes, was Mike, because of the relationship, because of the incredible design ability and the talents that you and your team brought to the table. It was always a great relationship. I only know what I want and I don't know how it looks to get there. And the reality is having a partner like Sikich to actually lead the path has been a very valuable resource for this organization. It was almost like you guys were an extension of Aquascape. You were part of the family. And having that comfort level and having that relationship made it so that we wouldn't have to communicate exactly what we wanted because you knew what we wanted before we actually even said it. Basically everything that involves packaging and design, from catalogs to boxes to bottles to websites to anything that we would be using our logos and our products and our materials, we've worked with you. So there's basically been, I don't think, any area of our external communications with our customer base that you guys have not been involved with in some role over the years. I think that the number one value that you guys have been able to bring is to work within our time frames and our deadlines, whatever it took. So a lot of unreasonable requests were met because of the caring that you personally have for the business and the relationship that we had developed. So we were able to get away with a lot of the things that we were able to get away with only because of the ability of our partners, and in particular you guys, to deliver to us what we needed when we needed it. My main reason for rebranding was we were going to start appealing to a bigger audience, a more general audience. So instead of just dealing with landscape contractors, which is our traditional audience, we were also dealing with professional distributors. So we needed to professionalize and update. Walking into the presentation, the very first time that I was actually going to see all of the communications, what they had resulted in, I would say I was an extremely tough sell. I was not looking forward to changing and adapting and growing for the future in relationship to something that I was very comfortable with, which was my old brand and my old logo. And I will always remember sitting in my office and seeing the final design and looking at it and going, that's Aquascape. That's my business. So you guys nailed it. I think you had 8 or 9 different versions and you saved the best for last. But it was the only one that I was comfortable with. And as a guy who wasn't looking forward to the process, you made the process extremely enjoyable.